What's up, guys? It's me, Amy. I'm re-recording this half of the video for the fourth time. So I wanted to preface that I have been in such an isolation season with God, and lately He has been taking me out of isolation and blessing me with community. Last night I did hang out with a friend from my past. It is somebody who I met through when I did OnlyFans, and he was a subscriber. And so yeah, it's a very worldly friend. Well, very worldly connection. I wouldn't say like friend, but like we know each other. And he asked me out for dinner, and so I decided to meet up with him last night. And yeah. So I'm on my way there and I'm driving. I'm thinking to myself, man, I want to get a drink, like just one little cocktail. Mind you, if you watch my past video, God kind of was talking to me last, like what, 2 weeks ago or so, 3 weeks ago, when I was at the lake and I was having like a bit of a drink, that I don't really need alcohol anymore. So I'm driving there, and then I remembered, oh my gosh, I can't even have a drink even if I wanted one, because I'm currently on antibiotics right now for my IBD issues. So I remember I couldn't have a drink, and at that moment I was like, man, I'm kind of bummed. I've always had, I've always used alcohol as kind of an icebreaker, make things less awkward, where especially in situations where I don't really know the people. Like if I'm hanging out with a close friend, I don't need any alcohol. But when I'm hanging out with someone that I don't normally hang out with, I'm just like, oh man, I kind of need a drink. So it's like a little less like, awkward here, liquid courage. But yeah, so I'm driving there and, we chat, we have a good time. The food was actually really good. I did enjoy the whole spot. And it was nice to just catch up with him and just get out of the house. And honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, it's what I needed. I need these experiences for me to be able to go on in my life. Like, times where I'm hanging out with people who know me, who understand me, where I can be myself, where I don't have to sit here and focus on one thing, I don't have to sit here and use my brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just something, I don't want to say mundane, but kind of is. It's just something where I just feel relaxed and comfortable. And we had a great conversation. It was so nice to just get out and just discuss life and discuss things with people. We got onto the topic of, waiting until marriage. And, he was giving me his side of the story, and he was putting some like interesting perspectives in my head. But I had to remember to remain steadfast into my faith and remember that this is a worldly view, and that as followers of the Lord, we are definitely set apart. So it was just things that I kind of had to have in my mind, but it was nice to have someone else's point of view, you know what I mean? And just like different thoughts, and it just felt so good. And I just was so grateful to God to be able to get out and just enjoy a nice time. And I drove home and I listened to some secular music that I've been missing listening to. And I've been having a hard time listening to secular music without getting like anxiety, like bad feelings, it's probably God's conviction, but it also reminded me so much of like past relationships and past times. And I'm driving home and I get home and I felt so grateful to come home to the home that I have. And I haven't felt gratitude towards where I was living for a time now. I've been feeling like I don't want to be here. I don't want to live in the city. I don't want to live in California. I don't want to live in this house, da 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 da. But I think what I really needed, maybe, and that could always be God moving me, but I think what I really needed was just to get out of my head for a night. And not even a night, it was 3 hours. But I think I really just needed that time. And I get home and I'm laying in bed and I'm just so in gratitude to God for so many things. I just really needed that positivity and that shaking up of routine to just reset my mind. And I'm just thanking God for my home and all of this. And I'm thanking God for other little things that He is just doing for me and just working in my life. And I'm laying down my head on the pillow. And I said to God, I was like, thank you, God. I'm so glad I didn't drink tonight. God, I didn't need that drink. I was able to be myself. And being myself is absolutely enough. Being myself is enough to keep people in my presence. I can have conversations and speak my mind without needing a drink. And I'm so glad that I didn't drink, because I originally had wanted that alcohol. Remember I told you? I don't need it. And I was grateful I didn't have it. And I woke up today also in gratitude that I did not have that drink once again, because I would have felt off today. Because I remember how I felt 2 weeks ago when I had just a little bit of alcohol, and how God convicted me and the way I felt the next day. Overall, it was just such a good night. And I just need to get out of my head for a minute, and just go enjoy life and it brought me back to like how good God is and all the little things that he's working out in my life. And I'm just so grateful for him to bring me back into community, to give me time out with friends, acquaintances, people that I know. And it's such an important time in life, because me before, when I was working all the time, I did not have capacity for people. I did not have time for it. I was so mentally exhausted and drained on the weekends. I wouldn't have time to do something like this. I would be too tired. And that's not life. To me, this is one thing that does bring me joy in my life, other than God and things like that, is being in community with people that want to be around me and that I enjoy being around. You don't have to go out to the club to get out and free your mind. You don't have to go out and like hook up with people or anything. You can go out and just be with your friends, and it's enough. It's such a simple little thing, and I feel almost silly like saying it, but it just had so much weight onto my life. Being in community with people is so important, and you can't do life alone. My church is always saying never do life alone. But sometimes you find yourself in places where you have to do life alone, where you don't have anyone to do life with. And that's where, of course, God comes in and he holds our hand through it. And you're never alone if you have God. And I'm so grateful for those couple of months where me and God spent just him and I, me barely having anyone to talk to, me forcing myself to have to come out of my comfort zones, make conversation at church because I was so lonely, and I needed that to be able to have capacity for people again after being so mentally drained in that toxic work environment. I needed that to be able to appreciate the little experiences that I was having with people, because before, man, I would have never met up with anybody because I just could not do it. People were so irritating to me. I was just at my last straw just with everything, and I needed time to myself. God is so good. And when I see him blessing me with people to hang out with lately, I'm just so grateful for it. Like making friends through church, having girls group, me getting to hang out with my aunt a few weeks ago, who I haven't seen in 6 years at least. I don't know. I said 8 years. She said 5. So we're just kind of meeting in the middle right there with 6. But hanging out with her, like yesterday, I ended up texting 2 of my guy friends. Now, these are guy friends. We actually used to date both of them. I used to date both of them at a time. And things didn't work out. I wanted something long-term, serious, and that's kind of not really their vibe, and that's okay. We can accept people for how they are, and it's just nice to be able to have made such a friendship with them. And I don't know, these guys, I always go to them when I'm feeling like I need some guy advice. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just nice to have guy friends who it's just platonic. It just felt good, even just like talking through text and just having people to talk to. It's just so much to me, because before I wouldn't have time to reach out to my guy friends and text. I'd be like, I'm too tired on the weekend. I don't want to talk to them. But going through isolation has helped me be able to become a friend again, and actually to reach out to people again, and have the capacity for people, and meet up with old friends, and take the time to have a phone call with a friend. Before, I really struggled talking to people on the phone because I was so mentally drained from talking 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. God is just so good. And I just want to just reiterate, because I feel like I'm all over the place. I have so many thoughts and so many ideas on my mind, and I'm like, no, you could use that for another video, another topic. But I just want to say that, it feels good to be kind of pulling out of that complete isolation. No, I don't believe I'm out of the isolation season, because we're still prepping and preparing. I'm still in the wilderness, whatever. I'm tired of putting, like I said, tired of putting labels on it. But it feels so good when you've had isolation, and then now you can appreciate the little bits of communication with people out there, the little dinners with people, the little times hanging out with friends, doing this and that. And it doesn't have to be anything grandiose or spectacular. You no longer need those, how do you say it, extreme stimulations, extreme dopamine hits that you needed previously in life. And God's just really working on rewiring my brain. And through all this, he's still my center of it all. I can still go out. I can have hookah. I haven't been convicted on hookah, and I hardly ever have hookah. I have it maybe twice a year or something. But it's just nice to have a different experience, It's nice to be able to drive home and listen to songs that I used to enjoy, and finally, for once, not be feeling really down and depressed after listening to them. It's not bad songs. It's songs that I've loved for years, and it was just nice. I don't know how to explain it, but kind of feel like myself again, and not have the pressure of the world around me, not have the worries and the anxieties and the mind going constantly. It was just nice to breathe for a second. It was nice to just be out and living and experiencing life. It was nice to want to be where I'm at. I feel like I'm all over the place in this video. And I know once I edit it, it'll probably actually be like, a lot of times, like, I feel like the video is just such crap and I'm like, what is going on? What am I even saying? Nothing makes sense. And then literally I edit it and I play it all back and I hear it. I'm like, wow, it actually did make sense. I was like, holy moly. It's just crazy because it's never a word from me. I just turn on the camera and ask God what to say, and how he articulates my words and what he puts together for these videos is just so impressive of his works, like what he does. And I'm just so grateful to be a vessel. And we always have to reiterate that we are solely just a vessel. Like literally everything we're doing is just for God. You know, when we're walking for him, it's not about me and the desire of my heart anymore. It's about what he wants for me. But he knows how to take care of me and he knows exactly what I need. And last night I just needed to hang out with my buddy from back in the day. Whether it be of worldly background or not, God knows exactly what I needed, and God knows how to help me discern his works from the world's works. And yeah, I can have a nice night like that, and I'm not going to go back out and start doing this and do that all the time. You know, I'm not going to go back to my old life. I can have pleasures from my old life and enjoy things and be okay. And maybe in a few years, I'll look back on this, be like, girl, you are insane. What are you thinking? The flesh is speaking. I don't even know. I have no clue. You know, I'm such a newbie here. But I know that I had a nice night, and I know that God is so good and everything he does is so intentional. So if you're in a season of isolation where you're lonely, lean into God. He's working in you. It does not last forever. I felt like it lasts forever, and it's so long when you're in it. But trust me, he's got bigger plans for you. He knows you. He knows the desires of your heart. But don't be afraid to let him change your desires a bit to correlate with what he wants for you and his purpose. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go.